Hey guys, so I am back with a treat for you guys. Donuts, super easy, no yeast, old-fashioned sour cream donuts that taste amazing and are very easy to make. All right, so we're gonna give you some, a little camera time for the donuts here to get you good and ready to watch this video. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years. So let's get into something sweet and make ourselves feel better by eating. Not always healthy, but a snack is okay. All right. All right, you guys, to get started, you're going to, in a separate bowl, mix 2 and 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So 2 cups flour and then a 1/4 cup flour. Put that in a bowl, and then 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, you can use any salt that you have. I usually use kosher salt. That's what I cook with, but you can use fine salt. 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and you're just going to mix all of that together. Okay, give it a good mix. Make sure it is combined properly. You don't want to, have baking powder in one spot and that, and not the other spot. So mix it all the way up. Okay. Now, if you have a stand mixer or KitchenAid, you can do this in your KitchenAid. If you don't, you can do this by hand with a wood spoon or wood spatula. Okay. So now you're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, white sugar, 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Okay. Make sure the butter is a bit soft. And then you're going to mix this together until it is combined with the sugar and it's like a sandy texture. Once you have that texture, you're going to add in 4 egg yolks. All right, but keep 1 to 2 tablespoons of egg whites to use later. I'll tell you why. The egg yolks should be large egg yolks if you can find large ones. The 2 tablespoons of egg whites are going to come in later because of the thickness, consistency of the dough. All right. So just hold on the 2 tablespoons of egg whites for later. So we're going to add in 1 egg yolk at a time and then just combine that with the sugar and butter. I must tell you guys, these donuts have such a really nice, fluffy cake texture to them. Really, really good. I know you'll love that. All right, once you have your egg yolks combined, just take your spatula, scrape off the sides, and let that just mix just for a bit more so everything can get nice and mixed up together. Once you have that combined, you're going to add in a 1/2 cup of sour cream. I'm just using store brand sour cream. You're going to mix that together as well until it's nice and smooth. And if you guys do make the donuts, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Cooking with Queenii. I am on there, so tag me or send me pictures. I like to post pictures that you guys, um, post of the recipes that you recreate for my channel. So if you do, yeah, just tag me or send them to me in my DMs and I'll repost them. Okay. All right, so you're going to gradually add in your flour mixture that we made. Yeah, baby donuts. And it's going to take maybe about 3 minutes to just combine all of this, okay? Using the paddle attachment. But like I said, you can do this by hand. You do not need a KitchenAid. I'm actually using one hand because I had the baby on one hip while I was doing this. It was kind of tricky. So, yeah, you can do this with just a spatula, a hand mixer. You don't have to, have a KitchenAid. It does make life easier, I must say that. And I bought this one for $189 about 5, 6 years ago. And so far so good. I might need a new paddle attachment though. All right, so after you guys see I scrape off what's on the paddle, just to kind of make sure it gets all combined and there's no, chunks of sour cream or chunks of anything just left anywhere. Just make sure you take it off so everything gets combined nice, but you don't want to overmix it either. If your dough doesn't look like this and it's dry and it's not a little sticky, add in 1 tablespoon of the egg whites that I told you in the beginning part with the egg yolks. So the 2 tablespoons of egg whites, just add one, mix it, see how it looks. If it's still a little bit stiff, add the other one, and it should come together. Okay, so this is how it should look. It's sticky. You need to put this in the fridge for at least 30 minutes to an hour. I put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Alright, you guys, once the time has passed, you can touch your dough. If it doesn't stick onto your finger right away, you can use it, okay? It just needs to cool down and come together, and then you can proceed. So make sure your area is floured. It doesn't have to be super light, just a good amount of flour on there because the dough is soft, so it will absorb excess flour, okay? And you're gonna kind of make this into a circular disc. Doesn't have to be super perfect, but just try to bring it together, okay? You're gonna need a rolling pin to roll this out to about a little less than ½ inch in thickness, just a tiny bit less than that, okay? And a ½ inch is too thick, so about like a 1/4 inch, but thicker than that, but less than a ½ inch. You'll see in the video. I come up real close, okay, really close, so you guys could see what I mean. So you see how it is right here. This is about, let me see, I'll let you know right now. So this is about a ½ inch in thickness. That's too thick. So we want it closer to a 1/4 inch in thickness, but a little bit thicker than that. Okay, so between a 1/4 inch and between a ½ inch, whatever's between there. I'm not a mathematician, okay? All right, so you can either use a cookie cutter or a donut cutter. I got this donut cutter from the dollar store, you guys. Wow, okay, saved me a ton because I was gonna buy one and have it shipped and all that craziness, and this was $1. Love it. So you can use a donut cutter like this. It cuts the donut hole for you and everything, and super easy. But if you don't have it, you can use a cookie cutter. And what I use to make the middle part, you can use a shot glass if you have one of those cylinder type shot glasses, or you can use a little measuring spoon like this and kind of dig out the middle part, okay? So, and then you can use your finger to smooth it out a bit. It's a donut, look, okay? It's an old-fashioned donut. It's not supposed to look 100% perfect. So long as it kind of looks like a donut, you'll be all right. All right, so once you get that done, you're going to put that aside. I just wanted you guys to see how that looks. It looks the same. It looks the same. You're going to have your oil on the stove. I'm using vegetable oil, and this is on medium heat. I threw in one of the donuts just to test it. Well, one of the donut holes just to test the oil. Make sure it was hot before I put in my actual donuts in there, okay? So it's on medium heat. These cook very quickly. This is not something where you put it in the oil and you can go sit down and watch TV. You have about 2 minutes, maybe less, depending on your heat. But you do not want your heat to be super high because they'll cook really quickly and they might get too dark and develop a crust almost, and it's not going to taste that good. So have it at medium heat, maybe medium high a little bit, but watch it. I have my heat at medium heat. I'm using the back right burner on medium, if that helps. So I didn't edit this part from the beginning of where I put the donuts in to when they're done. I didn't edit it so you can have a good idea of how long these take to cook or fry. All right, I'm using my spoon to kind of, toss some hot oil on it to help them puff up. This is very helpful. It helps them puff up and get that like traditional kind of crust crack look, okay, once you flip them over. I love old-fashioned donuts. I love sour cream donuts. I love donuts, okay? I do. They're delicious. Like, why not love donuts? Any kind of donut for the most part, I will eat. They're delicious. So, but one of my favorites are the old-fashioned donuts because they have more of a cakey texture. They're a little bit heavy, so I feel more fulfilled when I eat those. I know yeast donuts are good. They're nice, they're soft, they're fluffy, they're airy, very light, makes you not feel guilty. But old-fashioned donuts are a bit heavy, and not heavy in the sense that they weigh like a pound. They just have a cakey texture, and they don't have yeast, so you're not really waiting forever to, make these. They're really, really easy to make. All right, so you see that circular crack pattern at the top? That's what I want. That's how I want them to look. Okay, so if you see that happen, that's fine. That's how they're supposed to look. Okay, and we're still going. So we're about 2 minutes right now, I believe. Almost done. You're gonna take these out. You should have a drip rack, dry rack situation set up already. I have a rack in my cookie sheet ready. So once these are completely done, I'll just take them out and put them on the rack so they can drip all the way. Okay, and don't worry, when I flip them over while they have that cracked look on the top, they do not get oily or greasy or anything like that. So just in case someone was worried or curious, they don't get greasy or absorb a whole bunch of oil or anything like that. All right, so they're about done. We're gonna get these out. They're nice and golden brown. This is how you want them to be, unless you want a darker donut. That's totally up to you. You can leave them in there for a bit longer. Do you like a darker donut, baby? You like chocolate donuts? All right, so this is my rack. You just put them on there, and that's that. So now I'm gonna fry up some of these donut holes that I cut out with my donut cutter. If you can't find one, I'll try to find a link for you guys, but that one I got from the dollar store. Okay, it wasn't 100% perfect, the construction, but it got the job done. Okay, so the donut holes cook really fast. They don't take as long as the actual donut, so they cook really fast. In about a minute, they're done. I think this will be a really fun thing to make with your children. If you guys like donuts, you like to go to Dunkin' Donuts. By the way, Dunkin' Donuts is expensive. Oh my gosh. And I feel like for what you're paying, you're not always getting, your money's worth. It's ridiculous. So I might as well just make these at home. Cost me less than, I don't know, a medium-sized coffee. It's like you have to have like at least $25, especially if you have children, to be satisfied at Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, and the ingredients I used are less than $25 total. All right, so I'm gonna fry up the rest of my donuts. Do remember to keep your oil at medium heat. Okay, by the way, if you see your oil frothing up like this on the top, scoop that out because it will just keep on doing it over and over and over. Eventually, it's just going to be white froth everywhere. So scoop it out as you fry so it doesn't take over your whole pot. Okay, so this is the rest of the donut holes. Oh, I do have a yeast donut recipe on here, so I'll link that down below or at the end of this video so you guys can see it. Now we're gonna make the glaze. You need 1 cup of confectioner sugar and 3 tablespoons of whole milk. And you're just gonna mix this. I'm not adding any essence or anything extra in it, just whole milk and confectioner sugar, okay? If you want, you can add vanilla extract, but if you use the dark colored one, it will tint your glaze. So get, I guess, the clear one that is like an artificial vanilla flavor if you want that. You can add in like 1/4 of a teaspoon in there. All right, so that's our glaze. And as far as our chocolate, I bought a 3-pound bar of chocolate. Okay, so I'm trying to get rid of it. I just wanted it, and this is part of it. But the amount I'm using is equal to the size of a regular milk chocolate bar. So get one of those. Put your pot that you're using. You can do a double boiler situation where you boil the water, put a stainless steel boil in it, a stainless steel bowl in it. Put your chocolate, put your milk, and let it melt together. But because I had the baby in the kitchen, I just wanted to kind of get this done quickly. So I put the stove on very, very low heat. I whisked together my chocolate and my milk, and here it is. Okay, so I try to get these things done with a newborn. It is a little bit more complicated, but I still enjoy making these videos for you guys. Okay, I know they're not as much as you would like, but hey, I'm trying. All right, so as far as your donuts, you can put whatever you want on them. I did coconut glaze with coconut, chocolate with coconut, just chocolate. I did a chocolate one with chocolate chips. I did just a glaze. And then one of my children, I have 4 children. One's a baby, but I guess my middle child, I don't know, the one before the baby suggested cinnamon toast crunch as a topping. So we have a cinnamon toast crunch donut. All of them were delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, share this video, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you do make this recipe, please tag me on Instagram and follow me. Love you guys. Bye.